As we have mentioned in the previous videos, if you don't have the right mindset coming in, there's a high chance you are going to fail with your keto diet. To be fair, if you are mentally unprepared for your weight loss journey, you probably will fail with most other diets. Don't think that this is limited to keto. Your lack of mental preparation may mean that you may have certain emotional vulnerabilities which can translate to you getting off your keto diet sooner rather than later. Thankfully, there are certain strategies that you can use if you have the right mindset. Having the right weight loss mindset is essential. It is non-negotiable. There is no getting around it. This is why I suggest that before you go any further, watch our previous videos in this keto course playlist thoroughly if you haven't watched them yet. With that said, in this video we are going to cover some key strategies that would help you transition to a keto diet and stick with it. But before moving on, if you like videos about weight loss, healthy living, nutrition and dieting, make sure to subscribe to the channel and tick the notification bell. Also, if you stay to the end of this video, I'll give you our Keto Diet Cookbook, a collection of 60+ delicious recipes that are easy and fun to make in the comfort of your own home and goes along perfect if you are looking to start your keto journey. This will be a 100% free gift for you just because you stayed with us. Without further ado, let's get started. Transitioning to keto is actually easy. Seriously. When you're beginning any kind of diet, you would be pumped up. You would be excited about getting started because you know that it benefits a lot of people. You have seen the results other people got, so you can't wait to try it yourself. Getting started is not the problem. Getting pumped up, getting excited, and getting ready are all awesome. The problem is sticking to it. This is why you need the right mindset and the right meal plan strategies. Please focus on the following. Strategy number 1, focus on fatty food that fits your taste. One of the most commonly recommended high-fat foods for people starting out on keto is avocado. Well, it's easy to see why avocado is a usual suspect. It is high in fiber and it's loaded with fat. What's not to love? The problem is, if you don't have a particular taste for avocado, it might seem like you are nibbling on a piece of wax. It takes some getting used to. Most people usually mix avocado with something else. Either they turn it into guacamole and enjoy it with Mexican dishes, or they turn it into some sort of ice cream. Now, you know that on a keto diet, you cannot enjoy regular ice cream. This snack is loaded with sugar and milk, which has lactose. So, you're stuck with a plain avocado. There is a workaround to this. Focus on fatty foods that already have the taste profile you already prefer. In other words, stick with what you know. If you already prefer certain foods like pork rinds or other oily, salty snacks, then load up on them. This is no time to acquire new tastes. Remember, as we have mentioned in the previous video, the secret to transitioning to keto and sticking with it successfully over a sustained period of time is displacement, not replacement. When you are trying to discover a new taste or trying to readjust your taste buds to accommodate new tastes, you are replacing. Don't fool yourself into thinking that you are displacing your old meal plan. No. You are replacing. Bad strategy. Sooner or later, something will get knocked loose and you will go back to your old eating habits. The better approach is to focus on fatty food that already fits your taste. The good news is, we already have these. A lot of people who are not on a keto diet think that these are guilty pleasures. They think that they only should eat these dishes or snacks from time to time. Well, when you switch over to a keto diet, your wish is fulfilled, you can eat those items pretty much every day. Isn't that good news? Focus on fatty foods that already have the taste profile you desire. Strategy number 2, shoot to feel fuller for a longer period of time. When you eat anything throughout the day, eat strategically. Say to yourself, when I load up on this type of food, is it going to fill me up for a longer period of time? If you don't know what I'm getting at, think about the times when you used to eat apples as snacks. Sure, apples are light snacks, they're loaded with vitamins, but sooner rather than later, you're going to get hungry again. This is due to the fact that apples have sugar. Now, if you replace apples with chocolate bars or candy bars or cookies, the same thing applies, but on a worse scale. You find yourself snacking throughout the day because of your blood sugar's roller coaster ride. Once you switch over to a keto system, be strategic about what you eat. When you displace that apple with, let's say, a teaspoon of cream cheese, you feel fuller longer because the oil in your system is processed by your body differently. Your body sends different hunger signals to your brain and vice versa when you're eating fatty foods. This is why it's crucial that you be as strategic as possible in your snacks. Instead of just grabbing anything to snack on, eat macadamia nuts. Those things are loaded with oil and your body can definitely tell. You feel fuller for a longer period of time. Strategy number 3: eventually cut out all soda. By all, I mean all. A lot of people are thinking, well, I can go on a keto diet and cut out regular soda and hang on to diet drinks. These are soft drinks that are advertised as 0 calories. Well, first of all, they are not 0 calories. Under US labeling guidelines, they contain few enough calories that they can be passed on as 0-calorie drinks. But they are not 0 calories. Also, recent studies have shown that people who drink diet colas actually have a shorter life expectancy. I know, it's shocking. It definitely shocked me. In fact, I got so stunned I swore off all sodas across the board. It doesn't matter whether they are regular soda loaded with sugar, or high fructose corn syrup and other nasty junk, or they are the 0-calorie or low-calorie variety, I'm completely off them. And I suggest you do the same. I understand that if you drink a lot of soda, it's going to be very hard to go cold turkey. Believe me, I can empathize. It took me a few false starts myself to finally get off the soda train. This is why it's a good idea to follow one of the principles that I have laid out in the previous videos: displace, do not replace. In accordance with this piece of advice, eventually, cut out all soda. The key here is, eventually. This means that you have to start today. It doesn't have to be bold. It doesn't have to be dramatic. You're not trying to impress anybody, you're not trying to be a hero, but you have to start today and gradually cut down. If you do it gradually, it's actually much easier than you care to realize. But if you were to go cold turkey, that's going to be a little bit of a problem because of the dynamics that I have described earlier in this book. Your body will put up a fight. Your body is used to doing things a certain way. Your body has grown accustomed to certain patterns, and believe me, it's going to push back. Sooner or later, you will find yourself doing the same things as before. Before you know it, you will be eating the same stuff as before. So, don't do things that way. There's no need for some sort of black and white change. Again, you're not trying to impress anybody. You're not trying to put on a show. Instead, you want to adopt something that will stick. Strategy number 4: eventually cut out grain-based snacks. Let me be completely honest with you. One of the biggest hassles with adopting a keto diet involves snacks. A lot of the snacks available out there are grain-based. It doesn't matter what you're into. Maybe you're into corn chips, corn flakes, puffed snacks, rice cakes, potato chips, the whole 9 yards. When you look at the common laundry list of snack items in the United States and elsewhere, they have one common denominator, for the most part. I am, of course, talking about grains. It doesn't matter whether that grain is rice or corn, or it involves a starchy vegetable like potato. They're all loaded with starch. They're all off limits to you if you switch to a keto diet. This is why it's a good idea to eventually cut down on grain-based snacks as you load up on fatty nuts like walnuts or macadamia. Peanuts are off limits. Peanuts are not going to get you to where you want to go as far as your keto diet is concerned. Stick to high-fat bombs like macadamia and walnuts. This is a little bit tricky because, normally, macadamia nuts and walnuts are often packaged with chocolate or something sweet. You're going to have to make the adjustment to these nuts in their pure form. The good news is that you probably already have a taste for them if you have had macadamia and walnuts as part of some sort of mixed nuts package. Load up on these. Strategy number 5: slowly cut out milk-based snacks. Milk is a very touchy subject for a lot of people. A lot of individuals switching over to keto can easily make do without soda. Many are able to make the transition to a grain-free snack system with very little resistance. The problem is, once they try to cut out milk and dairy-based products, that's when they get a little antsy. This is why I suggest that you slowly cut down. I'm not talking about eventually, I'm not talking about a fast withdrawal system, but just slowly cut out milk-based snacks and meal items. It really all boils down to pacing yourself in line with your changing tastes. This is definitely not something that you can rush. Keep the meal plan strategies above in mind. Make sure you try all of them. If you're having a tough time with one, keep at it. Again, there's no need to be a hero. There's no need to just take one giant leap. You're not trying to prove anything to anybody. What's important here is that you're able to stick to the changes that you have made. A little bit of incremental change can go a long way. Some people adjust very quickly. Others need a little bit more time. Just figure out which one you are and just stick to the plan of action. Eventually, your body will get used to it. Eventually, your taste buds will adjust. By this point, you have gotten used to eating keto foods. Again, we are displacing, not replacing. The focus here, at this point, is to highlight the keto items in your meals. Think of it this way. You're in a big space, it's dark, and then there's a spotlight. There are several food items in the middle of the space. Instead of shining the spotlight on all the food items, shine it only on the keto items. Now, this means that you're not cutting out all the other foods on your meal plan. You're just emphasizing, as far as your attention and your taste buds go, the keto-friendly items. This is how you prepare yourself for the scale-down process. Otherwise, it's easy to just hit a plateau. Seriously. I've seen this happen. I've advised a lot of people who transition from the standard American diet to a keto diet, and this is the wall they keep hitting. They can't let go of the other foods because they focus on all the items on their meal plans. You have to start looking forward to the keto items. You have to start celebrating their taste profiles. Get yourself excited about these foods more than the diet. This is a key change in your mindset because a lot of people who are pumped up about the keto diet are pumped up about the weight loss. Let's be completely honest here. They couldn't really care less about the taste. A lot actually have misgivings, but they are excited about finally getting rid of that nasty spare tire they've been lugging around in their midsection since what seems like forever. Believe me, I understand where these individuals are coming from. But until and unless you get excited about the food itself, instead of the diet or what you could get from the diet, you're going to have a tough time. There, I said it. Sure, you may lose quite a bit of weight. It may seem, at least from the outside, that you're doing well. But eventually, something will get knocked loose. It's only a matter of time until you go back to your old eating patterns because you focus on all the items in your meal plan. Unfortunately, not all of them are keto-friendly. This is why it's really important to get used to eating keto foods and highlight them or focus on them more when you eat. When you're looking forward to your next meal, get excited about the keto food items. Do this for several days, if not weeks, and then you will be ready for the scale-down process. Strategy number 6, start to scale down your carb intake dramatically. Please understand that our goal here is to trigger ketosis using diet. This involves a transition phase. But eventually, you must be fully ketogenic. In other words, at a certain point in time, you must flip over to using fat as your main energy source instead of sugar. This is the point where things get real with the keto diet. All the previous videos that we've walked you through prepare you for this point in time. This can only happen when you start to scale down your carb intake dramatically. How come? As I have mentioned in a previous video, if insulin is in the picture, you're not burning fat for fuel. Seriously. It really is that simple. If you eat more than 12 to 25 carb grams every single day, your body will be producing insulin and you're mostly burning sugar throughout the day for energy. At this point in time, you're going to have to scale down your carb intake dramatically so you can get below the 12 to 25 gram maximum daily carb intake threshold. Thankfully, there are two wonder foods that you can rely on to get you there. Your keto wonder food number 1. Eggs. I don't know about you, but I've always had a softness for eggs. They're compact, they're pretty straightforward, they're definitely easy to prepare, and they are loaded with nutrition. Eggs are packed with all sorts of vitamins and nutrients, and they really don't pack much calories on a gram per gram basis. Did you know that Weight Watchers no longer give points for eggs? If you don't know the Weight Watcher system, when you eat certain food items, you are given points. And you can only eat so much food until you hit a certain point threshold. If you go over that maximum point threshold, you're going to gain weight. If you eat below it, you lose weight. For the longest time, Weight Watchers was giving eggs points. Well, they've wiped those points out. Now, you can basically eat quite a bit of eggs. This is in keeping with recent research that shows that eggs are not bad for you. For the longest time, eggs were demonized in the United States and elsewhere as these cholesterol bombs. Well, it turns out, after decades of research, that it's sugar that is making us sick and fat. Not eggs. And definitely not dietary fat. Interesting how things change, right? This is why it's a good idea to load up on eggs. Maybe you like them boiled, maybe you like them sunny side up, it doesn't matter. Load up on eggs. This is a great keto food. 1 to 2 eggs should be fine. They fill you up and they make you feel fuller for a longer period of time. Your keto wonder food number 2. Avocado. As I've mentioned earlier, avocado is not exactly a default taste for most people. It's not like you wake up one day and you just say, I can't wait to enjoy a plain avocado. That rarely happens. Either you eat avocado in the form of ice cream, or you turn it into guacamole. But as a fruit by itself, added into a salad of greens, that takes some doing. It definitely takes some getting used to. But if you really want to take your keto diet to the next level and scale down your carb intake dramatically, load up on avocado. It's loaded in fat, but it also has dietary fiber and is loaded with vitamins. It's really good for you. And it is actually easy to get used to because it's very versatile. You can mix it with all sorts of greens. You can mix it with egg. It's good stuff. Your keto wonder food number 3. Cauliflower. I include cauliflower here knowing full well that it does have carbohydrates. This is why it's a good idea to use moderate amounts of cauliflower. Maybe you can prepare it once every other day, or a little more frequently. I include cauliflower here because a lot of us veterans of the standard American diet are used to eating a significant amount of carbohydrates every day. In my case, I used to eat a lot of rice. Cauliflower saved my life as far as my keto diet goes. Why? Instead of loading up on brown rice, red rice, or plain steamed white rice, I make cauliflower rice. You just grind it up and then you fry it. You can turn it into fried rice, or you can serve it plain fried or sautéed. It has roughly the same consistency as rice, but it's loaded with protein instead of carbs. Of course, you should only eat a moderate amount of protein daily. You can't go overboard with protein because, as I have mentioned earlier in the previous videos, your liver actually turns protein into sugar. This is called glucogenesis. You don't want this to happen because you want to minimize the amount of sugar, regardless of its source, in your system for ketosis to work its wonders. Hope you enjoyed our keto diet strategy and now feel more confident that this can and will work for you. In the next and final video of this keto diet course, we are going to show you our top lifestyle tweaks that will turbocharge your keto results. Switching to a new diet can be very challenging. It definitely will take quite a bit of effort. It definitely requires a lot of focus and willpower. And if you want to stick to a diet and keep the pounds off indefinitely, you're going to have to focus on consistency. Thankfully, there are certain tweaks that would enable you to convert your keto diet into a keto lifestyle. This really is the secret to any kind of weight loss program, and we are going to show this to you in our next video. So stay tuned. Now, as promised, if you want to get 60 plus delicious recipes that are easy and fun to make in the comfort of your own home, you can download our Keto Diet Cookbook by clicking the link in the description. It gives you the exact recipes that you can use to prepare meals for any moment of the day: breakfast, lunch, dinner, and even dessert. The keto diet is one of the most efficient ways to live healthier. This cookbook will be the perfect tool for you to start implementing it in your life. So click the link in the description now to get your free download. And if you want more videos about weight loss, nutrition and healthy living, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos.